Shackey tell us how he got to this point and a bit about him for the Melbourne fans?
Yeah, look, it's exciting, to bring in a guy that's going to debut for the club. He's earned his spot. He's come into our environment. He's worked really hard on some of the things in his game that he needed to and wanted to, with fresh eyes. And he's been able to play some really dominant VFL footy over a number of weeks now, and has been pushing probably the last month. And now he gets his chance. Obviously Harrison Petty's out with concussion, and that's opened up an opportunity, and he's ready. And we're looking forward to seeing him.
You've got him instead of Ben Brown. Where's he at, I suppose, as he tries to push his way back on the side?
Yeah, look, Brownie had 3 weeks out with a back injury. So, he played VFL last week, and his form probably wasn't to the level that we'd like, and know that Ben's capable of. He's a very good player, but it's competitive for spots, and that's where we're at the moment as a team. We've got some tools that have started to come back into the team. It's competitive for spots, and we're trying to find the new version of us, the better version of us, about how we transform our team into a really successful team, and we're really open-minded about what that looks like. So Ben and Tom, will have to get into some really good form to push their case and get back in the team. And as it is for all the people in the team, they're just going to have to stay in form because we're, as I said, we're open-minded about how we get better.
You've rewarded Josh Shackey for his form. Look at Luke Dunstan, 48 touches and 2 goals. What does he have to do to get in?
He's pushing. He's played some outstanding footy. So he's ready to play AFL footy when that opportunity arises, and he's putting enormous pressure on all our midfield group to perform to the level. So I've got no hesitation in putting him in the team when the time's right, and he's very close to going past a few.
A tight turnaround between games. How are the bodies, I suppose, on the rebound?
Yeah, look, we'll get a good handle on the group today. We haven't done a lot today, this week, in terms of our preparation physically. Clearly, we've spent a fair bit of time looking at the Kangaroos about where their strengths lie, but we'll train today, get a good feel for our group. But it's been about recovery, just getting them set for the physical challenge that North Melbourne will present, and obviously the mental challenge that the game demands. And we'll be ready. We're looking forward to it. Back in front of our home crowd, who were awesome last week. Looking for another big crowd Saturday night.
You got much idea of how Max Gorner's pulled up coming off the quick return and the short break?
He's pretty happy. He's happy with how he played. So he's pulled up well. We didn't probably have his game time was down a little bit on the weekend just to manage him a little bit. But he's in really good touch from a performance perspective, and physically he's pulled up fantastic. And I think it's credit to our rehabilitation staff to be able to have 4.5 weeks out, perform, and come up the game feeling pretty fresh.
And James Harn's really strong numbers in the VFL as well. Is he close to pushing back into the senior side?
Yeah, look, he's close. There's some things that James is still working on in his game, as he had a few weeks out as well for personal reasons, but he's come back in and played some really strong footy. But we like to reward the guys that are in form in the AFL team, as well as looking at the VFL and making sure it's really competitive. And in a lot of spots, it is competitive, which is great.
Brodie Grundy seems to have been doing pretty well in the ruck in recent weeks, but do you want to see more goals from him? He's only kicked 1 this season.
Yeah, look, I think I spoke a while ago that I don't want to judge our rucks on pure scoreboard impact. Brodie probably only spent 20% of his game forward last week, so he had a game where he was probably a little bit more dominant in the ruck, and that's where we left him for a large part. So he'll get his time when he's forward and get a chance to hit the scoreboard, but I think it's not probably a good thing to be judging our rucks on just scoreboard impact. Their ability to keep heat on the game around the contest for us is a big part of their role, and last week you saw that as the game wore on, our big men just got better and better, and that's what we want from those guys.
So is that ruck forward split, is that almost entirely dependent on just how they're going in the game, or is much of a pre-plan?
It's sort of, we're going with a pre-plan of 50-50, and then as the game unfolds, it's what the game demands for us, and every week will be a little bit different. On the weekend we thought Max looked like a really dominant forward in the game and was marking the ball ahead for us, and Brodie was having some significant impact around the ball. So, it's pretty wise to just make sure we let that go and let it unfold. So, as I said, every week will be a little bit different, and we'll see what the game demands.
You mentioned after the game you nearly subbed Jacob out. How's he responded, I suppose, to that?
Yeah, he said to me, "Were you serious?" I said, "Yeah." Look, it was really close, but as I said last week, we've been working with all our players about how you stay in the present, stay in the now, and win more moments. And Jacob did that, and it's credit. It shows a lot about the kid's character to have a game where you're probably not at your best for 3 quarters, and then to come out and not only have an impact, have a dominant impact in the last quarter. It's a pretty special characteristic for a player.
Just a note on North Melbourne, how have you seen their form recently?
Yeah, obviously they've travelled a lot. You know, they're a young group that have travelled. They get some experience back into their team this week and some high quality players. So their best is on the improve. They're a team that's coming through. They've got a lot of talent in their team and mixed with a bit of experience. So they're a contest team. They do well at stoppage, and it's going to be one of those games that, you know, obviously the conditions might be a bit slippery. It's going to be a contest-based game, and one we'll need to be up for because they're pretty good in that phase of the game.
Huge crowd the other night. What's your message to D's fans to try and back it up? Because North,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily bring a crowd with them. You'd want to try and replicate that 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if we can get 40 plus, you know, head towards 50,000, that would be unbelievable. Our supporters this year have been amazing. They're not only coming in numbers, but they're coming with voice and heart, and you know, our players feed off that, and they were amazing last week. So hopefully they rock up this week and give us the same energy like they did last week. Thanks, guys.